Question number one is coming from Kenny here. Hi there, Kenny. Thank you for your question and for being part of our amazing WiggyWam community. Kenny says, I have a number of properties, including one that needed doing up, which I recently sold. I got to know the new owner really well and was very impressed with what he'd done to it. We are in discussions about doing a couple of flips together as the standard of his work was impeccable. I'd cover the mortgage and leave him to renovate. When it's finished, I'd get the pre-renovated asking price and he keeps the rest. Firstly, is this a good or bad idea? If not, what is a better way of working? Also, would I be responsible for all solicitors and agency fees, energy bills, and so on? Is it me if I take out the mortgage? Should I pay half the renovation costs, or should we do everything 50-50 down the middle? Okay, Kenny, well, that's a great question. Thank you for that. This is something I've seen quite often in the property investor space, and it's something that we have, so to say, recommended that people go down this road if they're struggling to build a property portfolio because they don't have a lot of cash initially. They can do a joint venture with a builder where the builder can go in and do the renovation works, and they just fund the purchase of that property. Okay, so it's something that certainly is advantageous if you've got the right person to work with as a business partner. And the only way you're going to find this out, unfortunately, is just by doing a project. Okay, so the one bit of advice I will give you, Kenny, and you must take this on board if you're going to do this, you must put everything in writing. Okay, decide what you're going to do, put it all in writing. So whether I would go and have a coffee with your proposed colleague here and walk through a couple of hypothetical scenarios with the projects that you're thinking about doing together. So we'll start with one property. Let's say you buy it at 150,000. You might spend 25 on it, and you might sell it for, say, 210, something along those lines. So, walk through scenarios of what happens if, God forbid, he falls ill, can't finish the renovation works, or he falls over on site and breaks a leg. Okay, what happens there? Are you insured to cover his liability and all the rest of it? What happens if you have to sell it below what you paid for the property? Okay, because the market crashes. What happens if you can't sell it? You have to rent it out. There's all these sorts of things, these scenarios that you have to plan in advance for, because this is the point where people fall out. Let's say, for example, you get to the end of the project. He's put the equivalent of £10,000 worth of time and effort into doing the project for you, and he's banking on being paid. You call the estate agents up, they come around, they tell you that they'll sell the property within 12 weeks. You get them all on board, and you get right to the 11th hour, and then your buyer pulls out for whatever reason, and then you haven't sold the property, and this guy's desperate for money. What then happens? Okay, is he in a position financially to not worry about it, or does it sound like a really good idea? And actually, the reality is he can't afford to sit around and wait for his money to come in. So those are the sorts of things you want to think about. Now, if you're in a position to maybe pay him a day rate and then do a profit share, that might actually work out better because he's getting some cash at least, and then he'll do a share of profit at the end. Also, some of the things I've seen in these situations, Kenny, is that there is a difference of opinion on the finish of the property, and that can be a real challenge because when you're doing a house up for yourself to live in, you tend to want to put the best bathroom in and the best kitchen and all the rest of it, right? But when you're doing a property to flip, you probably want to put something in that looks nice and is functional, but you probably don't want to spend top end, right? And sometimes I've seen people fall out because one party wants to put a really nice kitchen in, and then the other party is like, well, actually, that's a bit too much. It's out of our budget. Oh, well, but we won't be able to sell it if we don't do this. Or they put too much personalization into it. So they do green walls in the kitchen and blue walls in the bathroom, and it's too bright, it's too austere, the colors are too much, and it makes it difficult for the property to sell. Okay, so those are the sorts of things you want to really think about. You need a standard, and if you can go around and look at other properties that are for sale at the moment in your local area, look at what the standard is, agree the standard, maybe go to Wix or B&Q, those sorts of places, and agree the standard of the kitchen that you're putting in and the standard of the bathroom you're putting in. Those would be a really, really good place to start. Okay. and then draw it up into some form of informal partnership agreement. Okay. And then um, you have a mechanism for all of these things that will happen. You have some kind of outcome or next step if such a thing happens. Okay. And you'll never cover 100% of all of these different scenarios. Okay. So you'll never nail it 100%. But what you are doing is you're putting a framework in place where you can both meet in the middle about what is fair. And I think that's the most important thing to get to. If you can both have an understanding of this is what's fair, this is what's not fair, then you'll find that these sorts of projects go a lot better. The worst ones I see are where people just end up falling out, and then the property's half finished, and then it's like, well, how do we finish this project? Because this guy's not turning up to do the work anymore. I can't afford to put any more money in because I've run out, and you then end up in this very, very contentious situation where you end up falling out, and then lawyers get involved and God knows what else, which you want to try and avoid like the plague if you can. Okay. So that's how I would approach it. Do that work up front, and the partnership will be a lot more plain sailing. If you don't do the work up front and you just go into it thinking everything's going to be rosy, I guarantee things will start to fall apart quite quickly. They'll start to unravel quickly, and then you'll end up in a situation where you'll be banging your head up against the wall, wishing, why did I even start this project in the first place? It happens, unfortunately. It's managing people and relationships. I've known investors work with builders for months or years. It actually happened to me where I had a builder. He did, I think, 7 or 8 properties for me, top to bottom refurb jobs. It was almost like a conveyor belt. He knew the standard. He knew what we were doing. Great work for him. Really, really good income earner for him. And then I bought a property for myself, which I lived in for a short period. It was going to be a holiday let, that sort of thing. And it took him 6 weeks to renovate a kitchen that was about, just trying to think now, 8 foot by 8 foot. It was a small kitchen. And we had to take the ceiling down and put the new ceiling up and then put new kitchen units in. It was not a complicated job at all. And we ended up having a fallout over that because I was like, why, when you've done 3-bed properties and have done a complete refurb in terms of new kitchen, new bathroom, replaster, update the electrics, update the plumbing system, fresh coat of paint throughout, new carpets, new doors, all the rest of it. You've done that in 4 weeks, and it's taken you 6 weeks to do this kitchen. That ended up in our relationship breaking down substantially, as you can imagine. So I just want to give you that bit of an insight there, Kenny. Wishing you the best of luck. If there's anything we can do, obviously let me know, but I'm just going to wish you the best of luck with that. Do one project, see how you get on. If it works out well, on to the next one. And then hopefully, there's less need for the paperwork, but at least you've got it in place. God forbid should things go wrong. Okay. Good luck with that, Kenny. Wish you the best of luck for Christmas as well. And let me know if we can do anything else to help. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that draws our webinar to a close today. Thank you so much again for all of your questions and for joining in, and for your incredible support over the course of the last, well, I suppose 90 days or so that we've been running these webinars. It's really wonderful to be able to sort of share some help and support and advice to various different people and help you along with your property journey, because I know how daunting and complicated it can seem when you're first started getting into property. And I remember one of the most humbling experiences for me was, I think it was 2006, when I'd spent a number of years in the property industry as an estate agent and also trained to become a surveyor. And I went to my very first property investment education seminar, right? And I was like, yeah, it's dead easy to make money in property, right? This is all you need to do: buy it, do it up and sell it. And I got introduced to this entirely different world of not only just personal development education, but also different strategies, techniques, and tools that you can use to build a property portfolio that nobody had ever showed me before. And I was like, oh my goodness. And that was, as I say, one of the start of my journey to realizing how much I don't know as an individual. And yeah, it's been really interesting to change my life since 2006 to become more widely read and more studying of realizing that I don't know virtually anything as far as this world is concerned. There is so much to learn, so much to understand, so much to get our heads around. But that, as I say, has led me on this journey of learning a huge amount of stuff, which I'm now able to share with as many people as possible through these webinars and through these questions that we send out every week. to people. And so I greatly appreciate every single one of you for being part of our WiggyWam community, for submitting your questions each week, for taking the time to watch our webinars, and also to share these questions and these webinars with your friends and family. It really does help us to reach more and more people. There's some incredibly exciting things coming in 2023 as far as WiggyWam is concerned. So I hope you'll join us on that journey. Please, please, please do submit your questions. We are going to continue running these webinars throughout. We're going to do one between Christmas and New Year, and then we're going to launch into 2023 with a lot more on the webinar content side of things. So any questions, concerns, comments that you have, please send them through to us. Happy to help at wiggywam.co.uk. That's happy to help at wiggywam.co.uk. You can also submit information to us via our website, which is wiggywam.co.uk. That's wiggywam.co.uk. Or you can find us on Twitter, which is at wiggywam_UK, at wiggywam_UK. And again, submit any questions, comments, feedback to that. Feel free to consider sharing this with your friends and family so that we can expand our reach and reach more people. And if there's anything that we can do to help you with your property journey, please do let me know. Final mention to our £50,000 Christmas giveaway. If you want to take part in that, just shoot me an email. Happy to help at wiggywam.co.uk with the subject line Christmas giveaway. That's happy to help at wiggywam.co.uk with the subject line Christmas giveaway. And I would look forward to welcoming you into our 12-week roadmap journey in the new year, which will help you get at least 20% additional revenue in your business, or build you up to be a superstar player if you're an individual working for a company and you want to take part in that as well. So we're doing our bit to try and help you guys and girls. Wishing you all the very best for Christmas, whatever it is you decide to do. Hope you have an amazing time. Hope it is the Christmas that you want, and it's a nice time to reflect and take some time for you, and just reflect on the year that's gone and the one that's coming, and may it bring you all that you wish for yourself and others. All right. Looking forward to it, guys and girls. Thank you so much indeed. Have a lovely Christmas and New Year, and I will see you very soon. You take care. Bye-bye.